Welcome Team 337 to yet another race review. Big thank you to everybody who's watched the first couple. I really appreciate it. I'm getting really good feedback on them. So it's hopefully something that you're enjoying. If it is, let me know in the comments below. I'd have plenty more races to do for you in the coming weeks. Try and do one every 2 weeks. So we'll do that. I've remembered to turn my lights on this week. Sorry about the last time. You could see my room. It's very interesting. Okay, so today we are going to look at some footage from Saturday the 11th of March, which was only last week. I'm not going to do these in order. I'm going to jump around because usually the most recent race is still fresh in my head. And if I have a good one, I'll show it off maybe before a not so good one. I don't know. But yeah, we do jump around a little bit. And this day on the 11th was a beautiful 8 to 12 knot southwester down at Brighton and Seacliff Yacht Club. And I'm quite a light fellow. I don't know if you can tell through the camera, but yeah, I weigh about 70 kilos. So that type of wind is very advantageous for me. So look, not much more to say other than we'll get straight into it. I do have my Brighton Seacliff Yacht Club Mug of Champions here, which I'll be using to drink along. Now, I may or may not have won this at the end of the race. You have to stick around and find out. So there's an incentive for you. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's jump on over to the race footage. Okay, so here we are. Like I say, beautiful day. Just a hint of white caps over here, which means it's kind of getting up towards 10 knots. On this particular day, it's not normally the case, but we have a mixed fleet race. So we've got the lasers starting with us. So that's interesting. Not something we have to deal with often. So anyway, just something added to spice it up. So let's take a look. We're coming in just before the 1 minute gun. Okay. So jockeying for position. I know you've heard me talk about 6969 before, and maybe we can even get him on a race review. I reckon that would be awesome for him to give his insights as well. And you would have seen from previous starts that he normally likes to kind of just sit here and defend this spot so that when the gun goes, he's got clear air and he's the windward board. So that's normally his MO, but on this occasion, we see him darting off down the line, which is not usual at all. So I guess that's a tip there, is know your competitors and know their strengths, their weaknesses, their habits, what they like, what they don't like. And if you see something like this going on that's out of the ordinary, ask yourself why. Why is he sheeting on and just taking off down the line here? I thought about that at that moment, and I realized there was a bit of a pin end bias. So that meaning you could be down the pin end there, and because it was so far forward of the boat, you get some board lengths advantage, and also it means that if you are the first to tack off onto port, then you could have a good chance of crossing the fleet. So just in that one little, most people wouldn't even notice, but just in that it made me have a little think about what was going on. You might even hear me say on the board there, where's he going? So let's have a listen. So yeah, off he goes. So we've got quite a nice little gust pressure building just here off of the start line. Indeed, a lot of the fleet have made their way down towards the bottom of the line there. And I am sitting pretty with about 30 seconds to go. I have clear air, as you can see here. Even the lasers aren't even bothering me. I've got all these people down to leeward. I've got people behind me and these people behind me, but this is about as good as you could ask for as far as clear air. So looking good at this point. Let's see how we go. So a fellow competitor there just letting the opties know that this isn't their start line, and that they're in our way. And this junior sailor here, and hats off to her, she is replying with, "This is our finish line." So they're trying to finish their race just as we're starting, which is not ideal. And as you can see, they're kind of getting in the way here. Or we're getting in the way of them, depends which way you look at it. But yeah, not ideal. And yes, we might see something happen in a second that is even less ideal. Okay, and here's our hooter. And we're off. Nice little gust hitting just as I'm crossing the line here. You can see some of the boards don't even make it over the start line. You can see one board here having to jibe around because he's not going to lay the mark. 399 is struggling. 6969 is fine, of course. So yeah, it turns out being in the middle of the line there was good because I can lay the line. I've got nothing but clear air. Look at that. Beautiful. And we're off. All of those boards having to basically tack back, and we're off, and it's time to sheet in and get railing. You can see the rail of the board, the windward rail here popping up. The board's at a nice angle, and it is trucking along. This is my favorite mode of sailing, if you can't tell. It's just great. You just feel powered up. You're not overpowered. You can really lean out in the harness, and just the sail just takes your full weight. And you'll see what I'm trying to do is connect the pressure. So I'm in a gust right now. You can see up ahead of me, these guys are kind of in a lull. So I know that I'm going to be heading into a lull here. So what I want to do is just try and carry that speed through this lull. And just keep the board tracking just the way it is there. And there we go, there's the next gust. So we've managed to hold that. 6969's tacked. Not on the lay line. Did tack on a gust though, which is good. I've got 399 tacking, so I'm going to go to. I'm on that same gust, which is great. It's time to just hook in and get going as fast as I can. Now you can see me there, and let me just back it up a bit. Okay, so here you can see my hands on the boom, and I'm going upwind. What you'll see is I let go of the boom here, and I grab my uphaul, which is highly unusual. Some people might be asking, why are you doing that? And let's have a look. That looks like. There's my uphaul rope, and then boom, I'm holding onto that, not onto the boom. I'm not holding onto the boom, I'm holding onto the uphaul rope. What that allows me to do is I can lean a lot further out, and my sail, my rig, is more upright, which in light to moderate breezes like this is much quicker than sort of having it come in over the top of me. So that's why I do that. 6969 also has a similar technique as well, but it's whatever you're comfortable with at the end of the day. But I just find that that's a good way to do it. It's kind of strange too, because if you want to sheet out, you don't do it with your back hand, you pull on the front hand, and that will sheet out the back. It's strange, you need to get used to it, but good fun. I'm gonna have a little break now, let you watch. Love that sound. Just the pitter-patter of the board. Okay, here's our top mark. I'm looking over my shoulder there to see where my competitor is. He's behind me, so that's good. That's what we want. Throw attack in here. Now he goes behind. And we're off. Downwind. Now, what you'll see here is this gust. Let me pause it. There's this lovely little gust here. And I'm not necessarily getting that. I've bared away. I'm pretty much on a run. You can see just going around the mark here is third place, and he's going to head up into this breeze and get a really good rounding. So off he goes. Ton of speed. Fantastic. And I don't have that same amount of speed. You can see him poking it. Going through there. Sailing through the fleet, always scary. You got boats coming up on the windward leg, and you're going down. Now, we are going to pump like mad and try and catch these waves. They're quite considerable in this type of breeze and this wind direction. You can see 399 here is kind of just stopped out beside me. It's a good thing for me, and I'm just going to keep working every single one of these little waves here. It's tricky for sure, but make all the difference. So you can see I'm caught in the back of a wave here, and sort of head up to try and go through, and pumping of course helps. And there we go, over the top of it. Ah, beautiful clear waters, Brighton Sea Cliff Yacht Club. Why would you sail anywhere else? Look at that. Amazing. So 399 still in this bit of pressure. It hasn't really got to me yet. I don't look over my shoulder for breeze much when I'm going downwind. I'm still scared I'll crash or fall off or something like that, but probably need to get a bit better at that. I could be heading up into this breeze, but it's hitting me now, so here we go. And I've got a good wave at the same time. So doing good, definitely keeping level with 399 now. 6969 has gone around the wing mark down here, you can see. Here we go. Now, because I've sailed a low line, few things. The fastest way between two marks is directly between them. So I've sailed less distance than 3939, but now he's having to bear away and almost sail by the lee, which is a slower angle. So fortunately, I'm starting to gain at the bottom of the leg what I lost at the top of the leg. Mark rounding. Spoiler alert, terrible jibe. I tried to do a jibe square here rather than heading the board up, and then this happens. So I get into a position where I can't pull the sail on. I need to get that board pointing further up, and keep in mind I'm only just in second position here, and 3939 is just behind me, but I managed to get the jibe done, and I'm going to make the most of this gust here. There we go. Bit of pumping, again using the waves. Here's the bottom mark, it's quite a short leg, that one. Got this lovely little gust just on the inside of me here, just waiting for me as I come round. And I'm going to carve this mark, keeping as much speed from the reach as I can. Boom. There we go. Kick the centerboard down, and it goes down without any problems. And we're back on the upwind leg. And gotta say, got some pace up. Now I should mention, we have here, this buoy and this boat is a start-finish line. That's where we started from, essentially. And our club rules state that we're not allowed to go through the start-finish line unless we're starting or unless we're finishing. Not a big deal. As you can see, I'm a long way away from it. But what it does mean is I have to decide pretty much by now what I'm going to do on this upwind leg. Am I going to keep heading out to sea, or am I going to tack and head in towards the reef and behind the hills here? If I was going to do that, I should probably have tacked by now. So it just forces the decision because I don't want to be sailing through this start-finish line. As it is, I've decided just to keep heading out to sea. I'm on a great lift, as much board speed as I need, and I'm just going to keep going and see how that pans out. Again, just stringing together those gusts, trying to keep moving in the lulls. Trying not to sheet out and sheet in. Trying to keep a very even backhand. The mast, you'll see the mast moving back and forward. That's how I'm steering. Just bearing away a little bit in the lulls, heading up in the gusts. Just trying to keep constant speed. As you can see, it does get quite choppy out at Seacliff, and upwind, that's a challenge, definitely. Yeah, I move my mast back after I first started sailing because my nose just kept going underneath every single wave. So it works for me, but it's probably further back than it should be for such a light person. But as you can see in these conditions, it does everything to keep me just bouncing over the top of those waves. And we're in maximum power mode. Yeah, I love this. I live for these upwind legs. And just on the rail. Speed to burn. You'll notice I've got my downhaul on a lot more. It's something that was suggested to me in the comments of the video, and just want you to know that I do read the comments and I do take note, and ever since I have been putting more outhaul on, and outhaul and downhaul on, I've been going much better. As you can see, I'm not lacking any pace on a moderate breeze, but certainly pointing a lot better than I was, and the rig is a whole lot more manageable than it was. Okay, here's our top mark up here. So it's going, where's my 399? So I'm in second place. 399 is in third. I'll find him in a second. I think there he is. He did go in closer to the shore. Okay, getting close to my ley line. Beautiful gust hitting me just now. Be wise to, yep, get ready for that tack. That's 399, so I'm kind of just doing a loose cover on him. And away we go, there's 6969 coming down from the top mark already. Okay, and there's 399 there. Again with the uphaul. As you can probably see, my bum is just about skimming across the top of the water, trying to get as far out from the rig as possible. I've got adjustable harness lines, and on this type of wind I've got them as long as possible so that I can get as far away from the rig and really get my weight out. Sorry, you can't hear me when I do that. Really get my weight out away from the board, and my feet are on the rail of the board. They're not pushing down on the rail, they're on the side of the board. It's a strange feeling. It takes a lot of trust in the board, and it's definitely the fastest way to sail. Okay, probably, yeah. I was going to say overlaid it, but I don't think I did in the end. There we go, there's 3939 going, 399 going behind me. Beautiful gust around the top mark here. Look at that, just perfect. And just using it to carve away downwind, straight onto the face of a wave, and I'm going to use that to get going. Yep, surfing nicely, and if I look back, 399 is just going around the top mark now. So we've opened up a bit on him. There's 1523. I resist the urge to hit him on the head with my boom, so we won't do that in this class. And we're off. Lovely gust just here. So again, just using that wind, trying to surf the waves. Pumping, I'm not going crazy pumping because it's such an uneven swell. It'd be easy just to fall into windward or lose control or drop the rig, and yeah, then you go from second to, who knows, fourth, sixth. So we don't want to do that. Just keep going. 399 still back there, which is good. So really at this point it's all about just staying where I am. I'm not going to get first place on this occasion. Would love to, but 6969 is just too far ahead at the moment. So I just need to make sure I don't do any silly mistakes. Stay tuned for future episodes of Race Review. You can see plenty of that. So just, in a way, playing it safe, but still trying to sail as fast as I can to maintain that gap, because anything can happen. Here's our mark. Now, if you remember last time, terrible jibe. Terrible jibe. Mentally, I've learnt my lesson there, and I'm going to, when I jibe, have the board pointing much more upwind. So there we go. Cross the wind there before I let go of the sail. And then sheet on, and we're all good. Thank goodness. Yeah. Pumping, looking for that gust just here. Hitting me right about now. Yeah, we're off. Just keep in mind that's a short leg. 399 just jibing around the mark now. So I've opened up a little bit. That hooter was for 6969, finishing over here. First place. Congratulations. Okay, let's try and carve around this bottom mark one more time, shall we? There we go. Beautiful. Not as clean as last time, but still pretty clean. Centerboard goes down. And we're flying up to the finish line. .399 just going around the bottom mark now. So what's that? It's probably like a 15-20 second lead over here. Throw the tack in. on the gust. And yep, all we can do is lose it from here. So again, just got this beautiful gust here. Heading straight for the finish. Now there is something that I wish I should have done, or wish I did do. It would have meant only a small amount of difference, but as you can see here, there's the buoy down the end of the finish line there, and it's taken me a long time to get across the finish line, I guess I should say, with a pin end bias like we identified at the start. If I tack now, I'd be pretty much across the line, but I'm still continuing on, and probably takes me 10 seconds longer than I needed to finish cross the finish line. But as it turned out, that's a second over the line, and on the day, first on corrected time. So yes, cheers to that, and really good race. I was really happy with that one. Yeah, felt good. Thanks so much for joining me. Please, if you enjoy this video, maybe share it. Yeah, you can like, you can subscribe. I appreciate that too. But maybe just share it. Surely you've got a friend that likes to windsurf. Maybe you belong to a yacht club or something like that. And you know people that might be interested in this channel. I'm getting a lot of positive response from the videos, but I would love to spread the word a little bit more and get it out to more people, and hopefully you got something out of this. So thanks again for watching. If this is your third race review, then double thanks, and hey, we'll see you again soon.